Hi there, Sharon here. Welcome to this side of YouTube where I edify, inspire, and encourage you with my content. In this video, I will be having a heart-to-heart discussion with you. This is something that I believe will play a pivotal role in your future in terms of parenting, marriage, and raising children. You haven't heard this anywhere else. Subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so that you're notified anytime I upload a video. And without further ado, let's dive right into the video. So I strongly believe that Nigerian parents are wired differently, and I believe that it stems from how they were raised as well. If you agree with me, Nigerian parents are want to show tough love, and it impacted their parenting. You will observe that they are hesitant to say sorry. Some don't even say sorry at all. They're hesitant to apologize. They're hesitant to show affection. They show tough love. They yell at their kids. They compare their kids to friends and neighbors. And it negatively impacted us as children. We were withdrawn. We never liked to share intimate, pressing issues with our parents. We would rather tell our friends in school. We didn't have our parents' confidence. It was more like we were afraid of our parents. There was this master servant relationship between us and our parents. And unfortunately, many people do not have a good relationship with their parents because of this. While I will not castigate any parents based on their parenting styles or their parenting skills, I will applaud them because that was how best they knew how to raise a child. But us as young adults who in 5, 6, 7, 8 years become parents and become husbands and wives, we must not repeat the same mistakes that our parents did because it is going to be fatal. And trust me, you do not want to have a child whom you do not know, because that was how it was for most of us. We lived in the same house with our parents, but our parents didn't really know us. So in this video, I will be sharing with you my honest opinion on how to change the narrative and become better parents. I would say that you should practice parenting with your younger siblings. The first thing you ought to do if you want to be a better parent is to abstain from speaking to your kids or to your nieces and your nephews and your younger siblings in a derogatory, disrespectful manner, in an unkind manner. Abstain from speaking to them with the very harsh tones that your parents spoke to you in, because it is very depressing. Trust me. Our parents have blurted out so many hurtful words, so many embarrassing words to us that made us question whether we were really their children. Our parents didn't have control over their tongue, and even till today, some adults do not. There are some adults that will talk to you in a very disrespectful manner, but will require respect, and not even require, will demand respect from you. Please make it make sense. You talk to me in a disrespectful manner, I'm not, and you want me to respect you. It doesn't add up, really. You will agree with me. I'm always saying you will agree with me because that's the truth. You will agree with me that whenever your parents spoke to you in a very disrespectful, and yes, please let us not be ashamed to say, let us not be afraid to say it. Our parents were disrespectful to us. Our parents were disrespectful to us. They treated us in a demeaning manner. Some people may have to go to therapy because this is a lot to unpack. And like I said at the beginning of the video, not many people have a good relationship with their parents. So, as I was saying, abstain from speaking to your younger sibling, abstain from speaking to your niece or to your nephew in a harsh manner. The thing is that you don't need to have children to learn how to parent. Your younger brother is your child. Treat him as your child. Your niece, your nephew, your step sibling. That is a good place to begin. When you come home with a poor report card, you know how your parents react. Does he have two heads? What are you doing all day? This your head is just big, but there's nothing inside. Honestly, speak to them with kind words. You wish your parents were more tender, more loving, more gentle, and more kind with their words. You do not want to repeat the same cycle. So I urge you, abstain from speaking in a harsh manner. Number two, when they bring their reports card home, please abstain from comparing them to their friends. As I said in the beginning of this video, parents are guilty of comparing us to their friends' children in church, or to the neighbor, or to our siblings. In fact, and it promoted sibling rivalry. It made you question whether you really are a child of your parents. So when your nephew brings home his result, or your niece brings home his result, or probably your younger sibling, do not be part of the bunch that insult him and degrade him and belittle his efforts, because that was what our parents did. They belittled our efforts. They didn't know how tough it was for us to read. They didn't know what was going through our minds at the time. They didn't know we were battling, we're being bullied in school and trying to keep our head in the game. They didn't know we were being oppressed in school. They didn't know what we were fighting in our head. They didn't know the battles, basically. They were not involved in our lives. So what they expected of us was, I pay your school fees, I give you food, I provide for you, you have clothes on your back. So what you have to do in return is to bring home a good result. Our parents didn't know that. We had a lot going on. So when your nephew and your niece brings back home a poor result, encourage your niece, encourage your nephew. The truth is, destructive criticism never helped anybody perform well. Your parents bashed you for bringing home a not so good result. It made you lose confidence in yourself. You didn't have faith in yourself. You felt like a failure. Encourage them. You know how tough school is. You know how difficult it is to read and pass. So be kind. Another thing that I truly feel we are not getting right as young adults who will be parents is criticizing our nieces and our nephews and younger siblings because of what they post on their socials. If you agree with me, let me ask you, does your mom see your status? Does your dad see your status? Did you not block your aunties and your uncles from seeing your status? It's the same with our nieces and nephews that are teenagers. Most of them will post very weird, unsettling things like X-rated content on their social media. While this is very disturbing and unsettling, it is not grounds for you to crucify them or judge them. Because the truth is, these people, these young adults are navigating life. They are interacting with people. So they're going through this process that they don't fully understand. And they just post according to their feelings. While I do not support such content, you need to approach this from a place of understanding. Do not approach it from a place of hatred or from a place of judgment, because you blocked your aunties from seeing your status for the same reason. Your auntie saw you post something unsettling and something weird and took a screenshot of it and put it on the family group chat. And it was that day you made up your mind that nobody in your family will ever see your WhatsApp status. Some of you have blocked your family members from your Instagram accounts. Some of you even have a fake account where you have just your family members following you and your real account is untraceable. They don't even know your real account. You have a burner account. Do you know how it made you feel when your auntie castigated you in the family group chat? So why would you do the same? There is a loving manner in which you can approach the situation and say, this your meme is funny. Where do you get it? From there, you just have a conversation, a mature conversation that will allow you into the space, into the mind of that niece, that nephew, and that young sibling, rather than just castigate them from the get. Send them money without making them earn it. As I said earlier, our parents expected nothing but good grades from us, nothing but good behavior from us all the time because they believed that it was our reciprocating payment or reward or compensation. Compensation is the right word. They believed it was our reciprocating compensation for everything that they do for us. And as such, if we didn't earn something, they wouldn't give it to us. Honestly, how did that make you feel? How did you turn out? How did you turn out? And I bet that people who grew up having parents like that were not givers. They're stingy people. They're not generous because they believe that everything that you must enjoy must be earned. And life is not that difficult. Life is not that complicated, honestly. When your nephew or your younger sibling asks you for money, don't ask them, what did you get in biology? What was your average results in first term? Do not do any of that. Please, do not do any of that. Then our relationship with our parents was determined by how good we were, how much of a good behavior we put on. And our parents didn't realize that many of us were just doing it to please them. Many of us were doing it to keep up with appearances, checking on them regularly. Oh my days. Many parents fail to check in on their kids. And you'll agree with me that in the university where life is giving you gbasgbos and your roommate is driving you nuts, your lecturer is demanding something that you cannot give. You just need a family member. You need your mom, you need your dad, you need your auntie there for you, but no one is there for you. Make it a point of duty to reach out to your younger sibling, to reach out to your niece and to your nephew. And lastly, discuss their dreams and goals and find ways to support them. This is a huge deal, honestly. Our parents, growing up, our parents didn't ask us what we envisioned for our lives. Even now, as young adults, all your parents are concerned about is how to make money from the degree you study for 4 years for. They're not concerned about our aspirations, about our dreams, what keeps us awake at night. Our parents failed. They failed woefully in this aspect. Growing up, we didn't discover ourselves enough. We didn't know who we truly are in terms of our passions, our visions, our goals, what drives us. Our parents didn't even bother. I wouldn't say that they didn't bother, but they didn't take the time. They didn't consider it important. As I said, their parenting skills and their parenting styles were highly influenced by how they were raised. Sit with your nephew, your niece, your younger sibling. Ask them, what makes you tick? What keeps you awake at night? What are you passionate about? What is your vision? Where do you hope to see yourself in 2 years, 5 years? How can I support you? Oh, you like photography? I'll set up a meeting with my photographer friend so he can train you in photography. I will pay for this course. So you take this course and enhance your knowledge and deepen your knowledge. Oh, you like music? Let me pay for your first studio recording. Find ways to support them. If we were genuinely and wholeheartedly supported by our parents in terms of our dreams and visions, I'm sure that our career, our growth would have been accelerated because we have the backing of our parents. And last but not least, defend them. Have you ever had a fracas with your parents and your extended family added fire to the gasoline that is already burning? How did that make you feel? It made you feel alone. Your parents were criticizing you, castigating you, chiding you, punishing you, and nobody in your family stood up for you. Nobody in your family stood up for you. Dare to be different. Stand up for your nephew, stand up for your niece and your younger sibling. Do you know how it felt when your parents were calling you all sorts of names, refusing to believe your side of the story, and nobody stood up for you, even when you were innocent? And even if your nephew and your niece or your younger sibling isn't entirely blameless, don't just leave them prone to attack. Stand up for them, defend them in any way that you can. I honestly hope that this video speaks to your heart and you find meaning from this video. If you did, please copy the link and post it on your WhatsApp or your Instagram story. And until my next video, be the light and spread love. Adios.